Hello YouTube, good day to you. Got ourselves a BMW 325i and it looks like it's a 2002 model. Customer states that this car sat parked for nearly 2 years. They had AAA come out and toss a battery in it, and when they left it alone for like an hour or so running, when they came back, the customer noticed a bunch of clear fluid on the ground and that the vehicle was no longer running. So I'm gonna bring this on in and try to duplicate their concern, and we're gonna see what's going on here. Right off the bat, we got a check engine light and a brake ABS warning light, and it looks like the airbag warning is illuminated. So I'm gonna do a full system scan on this, see what they're talking about regarding a clear fluid leaking. Normally with something like this, I would want to get it out on the road and test drive it, but this one has a lot of unknowns going on, so I'm just going to give it a quick back and forth through the parking lot before I take it out on the road, and I'll give it a good preliminary inspection. If everything's up to par and it appears to be safe, then I'll go out and operate it on the road. And I believe they had this thing towed in, so like I said, I don't want to drive it too far. But right off the bat, it feels pretty good. The engine is running well at this point. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the scan tool and see what the PCM is telling us. And it's very fitting this time to say, auf Deutsch, poppen Sie hood? The dangly bit's poked out. Open. And we're gonna need some hood struts. It doesn't stay up on it. A quick look around under the hood. Doesn't yield really any clues. Everything looks to be in decent shape here. It's not filthy or covered in evidence of rodents having lived in this, which is something I would expect to find out of a vehicle that had been parked for over a year. So I'm actually surprised at the condition of this so far. All right, we're getting into the BMW menu. I've selected automatic ID, so it'll just read the VIN if it can, and it will populate the vehicle based off the VIN number. Okay, I don't have an option to do a full system scan on this, so I'm just going to go through one module at a time to retrieve the trouble codes. While this thing is going, it actually might be faster than I thought. Okay, we've got trouble code 18, 104, and 143. Fuel tank leak detected. It's got a Vanos problem. That's BMW's camshaft timing. And it's got a camshaft position sensor on the exhaust side. So there should be a running issue with this. Could be intermittent. Definitely something to note, and circle back to that later, Saki style. Now I'm gonna back out and let's get into ABS and brake, because I do have a brake warning indicator and an ABS indicator that's on, and I want to see what those codes are about. Again, I'm gonna go back into all these later and document them in my tablet and see what our customer wants to do. Yes, blah blah blah. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and inspect the battery on this. So I'm gonna want to make sure that this battery is in good working order, and I believe it's here in the trunk, and I don't see it. It's maybe in here. I think it's in here. The locking clips for this panel have been removed. Let me set you guys down for a sec. All right, I've got this tray out of the way. It looks like they've installed a new battery. Let's make sure these are clean and tight. Yes, the date on this is 9/21. So that's a new battery. And that one's tight also. The fitment on this battery is horrible, but is what it is. I have the cover reinstalled. I'm not gonna go back into there again. Okay, we are now in the ABS module. And this is interesting. We've got a, what do they call this? A 5D F5 ECU internal fault. The one up top, this is 5E1F. Vehicle ID number is different. Let's see, it's got an issue with the steering angle sensor, and there's looks like a CAN communication problem. I'm wondering if this has a faulty ABS module or a junkyard replacement module. Again, something to note and ask our customer about. And last but not least, we also had that airbag light that was turned on. So let's get back into this because I just backed out. And let's see what kind of trouble codes we have for the airbag. on this this Beamer right here. Okay, airbag module. Yep, determine the ECU please. And trouble code menu. Trouble code 03. Ignition circuit ZK2/belt tensioner passenger. So something going on with the probably the pre-tensioner on the passenger side seat belt. One thing I want to note here, the Europeans, especially BMWs, displease me because they have these coded trouble codes, and it's very difficult unless you have BMW software to decipher those codes. More often than not, I've got to end up going into Google to type in the vehicle and then ask it what trouble code 3 is. And I've often found that that information is not very reliable, and it doesn't give me any diagnostic processes or flowcharts. It almost means that unless I'm at a BMW dealer, or if I have access to BMW level scan tools, it almost locks me out of the ability to diagnose or even work on cars like this one. For example, going back into engine, this code 143 right here, fuel tank leak detecting major leak, that could be a you know, a P0455, which is almost universal across every other manufacturer, would be evap system large leak detected, and that would be the definition. But BMW, in all of their proprietary wisdom, they changed the trouble code definitions, and they also changed the numbers in which defines those trouble codes, again locking us out of the ability to even attempt to service the system. Okay, and taking a peek underneath to attempt to verify the customer's complaint, I do see a clear fluid dripping out of the vehicle, which appears to be water, which is just going to be condensed water from the AC condenser, and that's all that this is right here. There is no fluid leak on the vehicle. This is a normal condition, and is to be expected anytime the vehicle is parked with the AC running. So that solves their immediate concern. And again, now it's time to just document the rest of these problems and see if anybody wants to do anything about it. And before I go anywhere or do anything, I do want to check quickly if this alternator is charging or not. And my test light is not doing anything. There we go. All right. Okay, what I've got going on here is 14.1 volts. Hope you guys can see that in the cam. That tells me this alternator is making charging voltage, so I do believe the starting and charging system on this vehicle is okay, especially since we have a new battery. By the way, thank you Sedona, Arizona for the care package. A viewer sent me to my P.O. box a gift bag the other day, and it had all kinds of cool goodies in it, including some silly string, and he also gave me some battery corrosion spray. So I'm going to be using this later on next time I do a battery. Again, thank you. Okay, that's enough of my preliminary evaluation thus far. I'm going to go ahead and put myself on hold on this, and I relayed all the info to the owner, because I've got a couple other things I need to squeeze into the shop right now. So I've documented everything that I found so far, sent that over to the service manager, and she's gonna do her thing, and we're gonna see what we're gonna do with this. That being said, I'm backing this Beamer out right now because I have got another little Corvette to bring into the shop. Parking the auto, and I'll leave that right there. Safekeeping. Alrighty, so we had a chat with the owner of this here little Beamer, and she said she didn't know about any of those warning lights and never had any problems with it. I told her that, you know, that's just kind of what I see, and I documented it, of course. Ooh, that was loud. Change or something. Anyway, so I did explain to her that due to programming issues with some of those modules that I suspect are faulty, that she may be better served by letting the local BMW dealership diagnose and suggest a repair on this, because anything that I do, it's going to be an uphill battle for me, and consequently they end up paying for that for the time. So rather than send my customer down a road of paying for me to learn about this, I believe they would be better off letting the BMW guys kind of handle this one. They did ask me to clear all the trouble codes out of it, which I normally wouldn't do. However, since this thing has been sitting for a year with not having been used and with a dead battery, I can see how a possibility of a code clear may be may be beneficial. However, due to the nature of some of those codes that were in there, I don't think this is going to solve anything. But this is what they want to do, so that's what I'm going to do. Off, clearing, and lights are still on. That was the ABS unit I just cleared out. So let's go back in and see what codes showed right back up immediately. Nothing. Okay, that's interesting. And I'll do the airbag next. We'll see what's going on with that. Continue. Clear codes. And codes clear complete. And the ABS lights out. I'm sorry, the oh shit, none of them are out. Yeah, the airbag went out and it came right back on. It came on before I was able to run the camera up. So let's hop back in there. Yep, same issue. It's got a seatbelt tensioner, probably open circuit. And I'm gonna go back in one more time and try to clear those ABS DTCs. Beep. Clearing ABS codes cleared. And I'm just gonna pop back into that module and see what's there. Nothing. Okay, let's key it off. Key out, key in, start it again, and I've still got ABS codes. They're in there somewhere. They're latent. They're gonna show back up. And the check engine light showed back up also. So I've done what I said I was gonna do, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one right here and cut this video off right now because I'm not gonna be doing any additional services to this car. See you later, little blue beamer. All right, folks, we're all done here. This one's all set, ready to go. Like you guys saw, I didn't do much to it except verify that that leaky water situation wasn't actually a leak. And I advised the owner on where to take this vehicle to get properly serviced. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off, but before I go, I wanna ask you that if you liked this video, to tap that thumbs up button. If you didn't like this video, let me know about it in the comment section down below, please. Having said that, I'd like to thank everybody again for watching this video, and I'd like to remind you all to not forget to have a great day. See you guys later.